After owning this crossplane R1 for 13 plus years, I think I've got to know it well enough, enjoy it enough, and find out what I don't like about it and change it. But it's been a great bike. Hey, we're coming up on the end of the farming season. We've got a few flowers left. No vegetables at all. What a wonderful summer it was. Hope you enjoyed sharing our little farming adventure. But today, it's a little chilly. No chance of rain, and we want to get out on the open road. Now, I got up extra early this morning because I had a lot of other stuff to do for Karen. But getting the bikes ready, getting it pre-flighted as I always do, checking the air in the tires, getting whatever bugs are off it or dirt or schmutz from the day before, getting the bike ready that I'm ready to ride it. It's generally at 10, 15 minutes the most. Gives me a chance to have an extra cup of coffee while I'm doing this. And especially the back wheel, hey, the amount of time I spent painting those wheels, I want them to look nice when I'm on the road. But every part of the bike, the paint work, the carbon fiber work, everything needs to be maintained and cleaned. The pipes, a little bit of polish on them once in a while. And our beloved Valentine radar detector. Every one of these things needs some periodic maintenance, but the overall package, when you have it ready to go, you've got a very exciting bike to ride. It does not have traction control. And just to be safe, I'm picking the last of the zinnias today for Karen. Give her a nice bouquet. Have an extra cup of coffee with the bride. Feed the birds. And she really appreciates this. Oh, as soon as it gets cold outside, these birds hungrier and hungrier. You guys are getting declared on my income tax this year, you know. We've entered the part of the year where you really have to be aware of where the leaves are and when they get wet early in the morning like this, or when there's been rain a day or two before. Those are known as wet leaves. And for some people that are riding, they've never experienced what that feels like when you have the back end of the motorcycle just take a little step out. It's exciting. And this is a 2009. It's the last year Yamaha made the R1 without traction control. And as I said before, it can get exciting, very exciting. And like any top-level sport bike, the brakes on this are extremely good. But they're only good if you're not riding over a pile of wet leaves. That can be challenging. Now, looking back, I bought this bike new 13 years ago. It's got about 35,000 miles on it, and every one of them has been just an exciting adventure. This bike never doesn't thrill the hell out of you. And for 13 years, it seems like a long time to be doing it, but I've been making small changes to it and some big changes. Painting the wheels was the biggest one, and of course, this is a real R1 motor with handlebars. Now, there's a lot of things about this bike I really love. I really like the fact that I can ride it for 3 or 4 hours in complete comfort without having to deal with the clip-ons. At 77 years old, the clip-ons are all a fine memory. And most of the little details that I've done to the bike that make it special and make it my own, you probably really don't notice them until you look real close or until you park it next to a totally stock bike. Now, when this year bike came out, I fell in love with the styling. I understand not everybody does. It's like a 69 Camaro. Some people think it's really beautiful. Some people not so much. But I like the styling, and I wanted to get that Josh Hayes headlight piece, and I made it from carbon fiber. Now, of course, the Crossplane has a very, very unique sound. You'd never confuse it for a normal four-cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. Very unique power delivery, very good power spread and low-end torque. It's beautiful. And when I converted this over to handlebars, I had several different sets of bars, Renthals and some other aftermarket bars. I had 3 or 4 sets. But the ones that worked the best, I had a spare set of GS 1100 bars, and they, believe it or not, just worked perfect. In all the years we used to ride in Harriman Park, basically, and I had that loud exhaust that I made. The first time I rode up in this area with that loud exhaust, I got the big picture. The law enforcement helped. And over the past years, I basically put quiet mufflers on almost all of the bikes. We still have the 750 a little bit too loud, but hey, you got to have some fun too. Now in 09, I was at the AMA race in Millville, and I saw the factory R1s, which were exactly like this bike, except factory races. The sound when 4 or 5 of them went by, unbelievable. Now, for some good part of this back road ride, there were leaves on everything. Leaves everywhere. It was snowing leaves blowing out in the street. But I do love these back roads, and so does the R1. Just loves them. And when you look around right now at the roads and at the trees and the leaves, it's hard to think in probably a month and a half from now, this is going to be a barren. All of this stuff is going to be a fond memory. And to be perfectly honest, this bike, the one thing it never is boring. You never go out on a bike and you feel like you're just watching a movie that you've already seen. This bike has a way of making even a relatively normal ride very entertaining. And talk about a labor of love. This was a total labor of love. Making a nose section for this bike, those 2 headlight replacements where the high beams would be, the headlights. What a job that was. And we've got a couple thousand miles on the Pirelli Angels, and so far they're wearing in. You never really know till you get to the end of the test, but for sure it looks like they're wearing in pretty well to begin with. Let's hope they stay that way. Now I kid about the bike being exciting to ride, but it really is exciting. And then what happens is sometimes you underestimate how much that, without that excitement, yeah, you're just riding around on a milk crate, it seems like. I have a great story to tell on a future question and answer. I convinced a friend of mine that had a black R1 that mine was fast because it was blue and black paint was heavier. And it's a true story. I'm going to detail it out on a question and answer video. It's a true story. And it was funny. I convinced him. I said, did you ever see any factory bikes that are painted black? Go pick up a can of black paint and see how heavy it is. He picked up a can of paint in my shop. Oh, you're right. That paint is really heavy. That's why the factories don't make bikes black. And all the things we did way back in the day when I first got this bike, they were all in good fun. Nobody was mean back then. Maybe we're not mean now, I don't know. But that is a true story. The raven color, these bikes did come a raven color, and I had poor Ron convinced there's no way yours is as fast as mine. Sometimes when I just park the bike to take a picture or a short video, I look around and I think, holy mackerel, is there a more beautiful time of year anywhere? I don't care where you go. This is really a beautiful time of year. And the nice thing about riding this area for me, it's really only just a little or less than 30 miles from my house, and well worth the trip. And Jose has a good saying about riding on the street. You pull out of your driveway and the fun begins. And boy, is he ever right. And as this day is grinding on for me, I think back when I first got the bike and those days of riding for 3 hours with clip-ons and what my back used to feel like and my wrists and elbows. Not a great memory. And the 13 years of working on this bike, sometimes I look in the mirror and I think, where did the 13 years go? Because to me, I still look at the bike every time I get on it. To me, it's still a brand new bike. And for some people, owning a motorcycle 13 years would be a long time. And for me, it isn't. I've owned some bikes over 40 years now. And being honest, when I first bought this bike, I had no idea where the road was going to lead me or where it would wind up or if I'd really like it as much as I do. And it all worked out really well. Well, it's time to turn around, head back to the farm. We've cut all the flowers now. We're about out of zinnias. We've folded up most of the stuff relating to the farm. So I missed on the way home thinking about harvesting with Karen. But anyway, it's all a great memory now. The summer was great. The fall is turning out to be even better. And we are still at the point of the year where we're getting a ride it pretty much every day. And then when winter comes, we won't miss it as much. Well, what a beautiful day this turned out to be. Just unbelievable. Blue sky, just a beautiful temperature. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. And of course, any day we get a ride on the R1, a little exciting, a little adventurous. A bike this powerful should have traction control and ABS. This is like a dinosaur that doesn't have the leash attached real tight. Anyway, we always have fun with it. We ride conservatively. And the leaves today, but there's spots in the road. It was so slippery, it was unbelievable. but we still got to ride, and that's the bottom line, and that's what's important. Now, I enjoy going on the rides. I enjoy editing the video. I enjoy sharing it with you, and I hope you enjoy watching it. Now, as the day ends, I'm doing my email. I got some nice pictures to share on the next question and answer from our good friend Henry Hawk, who's up in Minnesota with his Moto Guzzi, riding all over the world. Pokey is so jealous. I guess when you have a Moto Guzzi and another guy has got a Moto Guzzi, you got to be jealous. There's not that many of them around here, but there are a few. Pokey, you and Henry Hawk got to get together. Anyway, I don't know what to say on a day like today other than the fact I think I've used every good riding day to my advantage this year. Wonderful summer, wonderful fall so far. Hope you're enjoying the videos and checking them out, and put some good comments on the video or some bad comments. And we try to post up something about motorcycling almost every day. Thanks for watching, and hope we'll see you tomorrow.